Assalamu alaikum, brother Imam, in the class.
Walaikum assalam, brother Imam Elijah.
Um, Friday, I received a post regarding uh, it's called New Jersey Muslim Heritage Month that has been established in New Jersey, and the post had a flag, a flag. Excuse me, Imam Dahan, could you pull it up so everybody can see what we're talking about?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
and so anyway, this what I thought about it. I thought it wasn't a good idea, and making a derivative design of our Muslim flag and the American flag. It changes to me. This is my opinion. It changes the meaning and the narrative of each original flag as well. Man, what do you think? Or what's your comments? Tahan should have it up, I guess, in a minute.
Yeah, I saw it.
Okay.
Brother Imam, can you bring it up again so that everyone can see? So,
Okay.
uh,
One other thing, man. By the way, I went to it. I got off work and I rushed down there and I caught it just in time. However, their change is on the advertisement is changed. However, they don't have an actual flag made like that yet. So they raised our original flag on the pole in front of City Hall. They raised the original and they have the original inside. But this on an advertisement, I mean, that's like a seed being planted to make something like that in the future.
yeah, they'll be making an error. Um, so the American flag has its meaning, and I don't want to get into an extended discussion on the meaning of the American flag and the that which is said to be our flag. Um, says La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah, and it says the Quran, light coming out and going in, and book. It is a book and a bird, and it has the colors that it has: gold and green and red. Um, uh, it has its distinction, as does the American flag. And the Imam of our community, our leader, who will always be our leader. There'll never be a time he won't be our leader. And all of our leadership that's legitimate and credible will claim him and his leadership. And they'll put attention on it too. They won't just claim it, they'll put attention on it. They'll consult it. Imam W.D. Muhammad, he put the two flags in proximity to each other. He didn't take one and put it over the other. And our identity as a people, and I mentioned this in the interview today, Imam W.D. Muhammad was the first person to present the identity Muslim American. That's very serious and important. And You know, I like the mayor of Newark. I respect him. And I would like to say that I love him. Um, but you all should help him. And you should tell him that the representative of Imam W.D. Muhammad, if he wants to know that, is Imam Earl Abdul Malik Muhammad. And that everything that expresses itself as Muslim American identity is not correct. And in fact, there are competing narratives in this time of what that is. So our spirit is not to overtake America. We don't have that spirit, nor do we have some surreptitious intent to undermine America. Our interest is to satisfy what Islam requires of us, what God requires of us, and what is required of us in the teaching of Prophet Muhammad to be an honorable, upstanding, responsible, dignified citizen. So, in that way, we have a cooperative spirit with the best of American life. And we have a spirit to point out that which threatens the best of American life. If something is happening that will hurt America, or that is hurting America, or hurting the American people, then it's our commitment as people of faith to identify that and to work against it, to promote what is best for our life, for all citizens, for all people. But if somebody is suggesting or presenting the idea that our intent is to overtake the United States of America, they would be suggesting something that goes directly against our spirit. We have the intent to cooperate with the best interests and sentiments of the people. And our picture of America, or our view of America, is respecting its diversity and not just acknowledging that diversity, but promoting that diversity. In the same way that the Quran tells us that God has made human communities with purpose for their diversity. God says that in the Quran, that he has created us in the same way from a male and a female, and that he has caused us to be distinguished in tribes and nations. And the best of us, the best of all the people, is the one who's most conscious and regardful of God's authority and plan. And we are to acknowledge one another. We are to know one another. So that says that we can't have the intent to overtake somebody. So you putting our flag, and I don't know that it's all ours. Let me make that clear. Everybody that holds that flag up is not ours, not belonging to us. But they don't have something that they identifying with that's readily recognizable, so it's convenient for them to pick ours up. Well, if you putting ours over top of the American flag and obscuring the diversity of the American people, then you're doing the wrong thing. And I mentioned Mayor Baraka. because someone should tell him that he should consult the Muslim American leader, who is established as the representative of Imam W.D. Muhammad. But I know that he's bombarded, you know, and it's very, very interesting that all this stuff comes out after Muslim American Leadership Day, you know. I don't want to go too hard on these people, because somebody might interpret it as me declaring war on them. So I don't want to go too hard on them. But I just say this, that you're doing the wrong thing. And some people will be associated with something ignorantly. They won't be knowing, they think they're supporting something that's good and it looks good, but it hurts us. It doesn't help us. Let me say something else too. There's a movement for what is called ethno-nationalism in the world right now, in America, and in America. It's in America too. And it's to say that ethnic groups have ambition, and it should be acknowledged and supported. And that's true, but not when it wants to impose itself on others. So we have ethnicity. We're an ethnic group. And our ethnic group is not just African American. That's one ethnic group, but we're a distinguished ethnic group. We have our own ethnicity within the African American community, and that should be well known. Our leadership is distinguished from within the context of the African American leadership, and our perspective on things is not always the same as the general leaders in the African American community. And that distinguishes us. But we are distinguished culturally and ethnically. Not everyone can appreciate that, how we're represented, what constitutes proper representation of us. Not everyone can appreciate that. They lump us all together, and we're not all together. So we have no spirit, and we interpret nothing from the Quran or from Prophet Muhammad's teaching to justify an aggressive stance to overtaking American identity. We're an ethnic group within the context of the American diverse ethnicities. And we value the original framing principles of the American people as Islam and the teaching of Muhammad the Prophet, the teaching of the Quran, identify those principles. And what are they? The sanctity of the human person and the acknowledgement of God as the creator of the human person with his divine plan for human society. That's what we acknowledge. And America has gone on record that that is their founding idea. Now, they might be far away from that. And someone might say, well, we need to take that over because America has lost its way. Well, that may be true. But our spirit is not to dominate anyone. Our spirit is to support the good. So yes, we should establish our identity. It should be known, and that is what is said when we raise a flag. But, you know, careful. The raising of a flag is a sacred duty. You have to uphold that. Well, you can't uphold that flag that you hoisting up unless you know where it comes from, unless you know what formed it, what sensitivities formed it. And the people who raising it, when they do it in the way that has been presented, tells me that they don't know what they're supporting or that they want to confuse that.